Excellency, the Deputy President of the Senate, my brother and friend and co-traveler, the Senate leader, very distinguished principal officers of the Senate present, distinguished senators, and other members of the National Assembly present, our Royal Highnesses, our Royal Fathers, our leaders, particularly let me single out the Chairman of the National Council of Traditional Rulers, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, CFR MNI, represented here by a very distinguished royal father, the Esunupe. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to show the commitment of the National Assembly in its entirety to listening to our royal fathers, to supporting our royal fathers in the constitutional review currently going on, and in what we believe, many of us, that is the right thing, that we have our royal fathers properly and formally given some roles in the governance structure or the administration of our country. The pre-colonial history of our royal fathers, or the institutions, the traditional institutions, the colonial history and the post-colonial history, give us an indication of how important the traditional institution was in those days. In fact, at the risk of going into some probably avoidable history, in 1947, the British created a single traditional institution for the chiefs by creating the title of Totif. This was because they knew that the traditional institutions were playing very critical and crucial roles in running the affairs of those areas they occupied. So what happened? Probably the 1979 Constitution had envisaged specific functions for the traditional institutions. But I think we missed it after that. And maybe the 1999 Constitution did not take account of certain things that could have been helpful. I may sound like I'm speaking for the royal fathers or the traditional institutions, but we are at a crossroad. We are in a very dire situation, especially the security situation of our country. Maybe before the 1976 local government reforms, the traditional institutions might have played some roles in ensuring that our communities were secured and safe. So what do we need to do to bring our country into a safer climate and more secured life for our people and their property. I made a statement probably in Kaduna, I think, when we had a meeting of the northern governors, some of us from the National Assembly and our traditional fathers who were there. I believe that we need to take a holistic assessment of our situation. Every community, every people makes law for itself to specifically deal with some challenges. And you don't have to copy what works elsewhere, because your history may be different. So we have a very peculiar history when it comes to our traditional institutions playing some roles in the affairs of our people. This is an opportunity for our traditional institutions to ask for specific roles. But our desire as a National Assembly, this National Assembly, is to undertake this constitutional review because it's part of a very important legislative agenda, and also our desire to continuously work as a legislature with the executive arm of government to create a safer and more secured Nigeria. If our traditional institutions would be part of our security architecture, so be it. What we want, actually what we need, is to secure the lives and property of our people. How do we achieve that? This is where the meeting of today between our Constitutional Review Committee, headed by the Deputy President of the Senate, and the National Council of Traditional Rulers would be very, very critical. And I want to take this opportunity to thank our traditional fathers for taking the gauntlet, because I've gone through the document you'll be presenting, and I've seen how you trace the history of the functions and roles played by our traditional institutions before. I'm sure most, if not all, members of the National Assembly would like to see a situation where our security architecture is not limited to our armed forces, the police and paramilitary alone. You have played a very significant and important role before in the security arrangements of our communities. Though our communities have transformed, but I'm sure our traditional institutions have also transformed. And therefore we can get the kind of benefit and value that the traditional institutions can bring to bear on our security arrangements, and of course in the administration of the country in a non-executive function. So with this, I want to wish this meeting a very successful exercise, but I intend to stay back until I hear the presentation of the Sultan, which will be delivered by the Esunupe who represent him here. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly.